Have you ever noticed this? Focus rarely disappears because we stop trying. It disappears because something small pulls us away. A conversation, a notification, a moment of comfort. Nothing harmful, nothing urgent, just enough to make us pause and forget why we started. And by the end of the day, the task isn't failed, it's unfinished. Once upon a time, there was flourishing kingdom where streets were always alive, where music drifted through markets and laughter followed every corner. This kingdom, rich in culture, celebration, and comfort, ruled by an aging king named King Aaron. Under his rule, the land prospered. Trade flourished. The people were content. Yet the king carried a silent concern, because in a world filled with invitations, the greatest challenge was not strength or intelligence, it was focus. And soon, that challenge would decide who would inherit the throne. The king knew something that a kingdom does not fall because its ruler lacks skill. It falls when its ruler cannot stay focused, when distractions arrive disguised as importance. King Aaron had 2 sons. Both were loved by the people. Both were trained to rule. Both were capable beyond doubt, and that was the problem. There was no clear weakness to judge, no obvious flaw to expose. Prince Leo was confident, thoughtful, and socially skilled. He understood people well. He handled multiple situations smoothly. He believed a good ruler should remain connected to life. He was not careless, he was adaptable. Prince Noah was equally capable. He was observant, composed, and deliberate. He preferred structure but was not rigid. He believed a ruler should be present and attentive. He was not distant, he was measured. Both enjoyed life, both understood duty. Neither appeared more disciplined than the other. Unable to decide, the king traveled quietly to the forest monastery where his old master lived. The master had once taught him not just politics, but how the mind works. So, he asked master for solution. Old master said, "Do not test what they can do. Test what they do when responsibility and pleasure appear together. Let distraction be gentle." The next morning, the king summoned his sons. "Today," he said, "each of you must deliver a sealed royal message from the palace to the eastern watchtower. You may walk any path. You may stop if you wish. But the message must arrive before sunset and unopened." The city was alive. Food stalls filled the streets with aroma. Music echoed through open courtyards. Friends and citizens greeted the princes warmly. Both stepped forward at the same time. The sun climbed slowly. A vendor called out, offering freshly cooked delicacies. Leo stopped. It won't take long, he thought. He tasted the food, spoke briefly with the vendor. Some time passed there. Then he continued walking. Noah smelled the same food. He slowed for a moment, then kept moving. I can eat after sunset, he thought. A group of friends recognized the princes. They laughed, shared stories, invited them to stay longer. Noah greeted them warmly, listened briefly, smiled, then said, I'll return later, and left. Leo joined them. One story became another. Laughter stretched the moment. He checked the sun higher than expected. "I should go," he said and walked on. Music filled the street ahead. Performers gathered a crowd. While passing through street, Noah heard the music. He glanced once, then chose a quieter path. Later, passing through same street, Leo slowed. The performance was engaging. Applause followed. He stayed longer than planned. After some time, Leo realized that a lot of time has passed, and he started to move again. His pace quickened. Leo noticed the sun lowering. He walked faster, stopped less, but each earlier pause had already taken its toll. Noah was also focused to reach Watchtower, but his steady pace remained unchanged. He had lost no time earlier, and now had space to move calmly. As the sun neared the horizon, the Watchtower came into view. Noah arrived first. The gatekeeper accepted the message before the sun touched the horizon. Leo arrived later. The sun dipped. The gatekeeper closed the gate. That evening, King Aaron addressed the court. "Both my sons are capable," he said. "Both face the same temptations. But discipline is not avoiding distraction. It is choosing again and again to return to the task." The king turned toward Prince Leo. "You cared about people. You valued connection." He then turned to Prince Noah. "You valued completion. You did not move faster," he said. "You simply stopped less." Then King Aaron said the words that mattered most. "Focus is not decided by one moment of strength. It is decided by how often you allow yourself to pause." He lifted the messages slightly. These messages did not arrive differently because one was faster. They arrived differently because one allowed fewer small delays. He looked at the court. A kingdom is not lost in a single mistake. It is lost when small distractions are allowed to grow. Most people believe distraction ruins focus suddenly, he said. But it never does. It extends the journey so quietly that no one notices until the destination is missed. He continued, "Discipline is not harshness. It is awareness. It is noticing the exact moment when a pause turns. Pleasure is not the enemy," he said. "Unnoticed indulgence is. And focus is not about resisting life. It is about arriving where you intended to go." Distraction does not defeat discipline in one step. It wins in moments we think don't matter. Focus is not force. It is attention applied again and again. What you delay for pleasure today decides where you stand tomorrow. If this story resonated, remember this. You don't lose focus because you lack discipline. You lose focus because you underestimate small delays. At Solvoratales, we share quiet stories like this to remind you that growth isn't blocked by one mistake, it's shaped by daily choices. Until the next story, next time something pleasant asks for your time, pause. Ask yourself, is this worth delaying where I'm going? Because focus isn't about rushing, it's about choosing not to stop.